One Piece Chapter 1089. The people of Dawn Island are discussing the news of Luffy and Garp's recent exploits. In the article about Garp, they notice he has not been officially labeled as dead following his disappearance on Hachinosu. Woop Slap assures them that Garp will be fine due to his status as a legend, which Makino agrees with. Woop Slap hears someone laughing and yells at the source, only to apologize once he realizes it is Makino's child. Makino notices that her baby has become familiar with Luffy's face from all the newspaper photos. Elsewhere, on MT Colubo, Dadan reacts tearfully to the news, while Dogra and Magra begin to feel the ground rumbling. An earthquake of unprecedented scale is then seen taking place around the entire world, with its ramifications being felt throughout various locations, examples including Loguetown, Kano Country, Rakesh, the Twin Cape, Water 7, Wano Country, Impel Down, and Mary Geoise, and by the inhabitants of those locations such as Laboon, Iceburg, Momonosuke, and many others. The significance of this event would go unnoticed due to no one being able to pinpoint its epicenter, the destruction of Lulusia Kingdom that took place 6 days ago. A ship sent to investigate the incident arrives at the site of Lulusia's destruction, where they find a massive, gaping hole in the ocean, one that resembles a circular waterfall and leaves no trace of the kingdom. The earthquake caused the worldwide sea level to rise by roughly 1 meter, resulting in many islands becoming partially or fully flooded. Woop Slap watches the turbulent waves from Foosha Village, confused as to what is happening. Meanwhile, the fleet of Marines receives news of the rising water levels as they close in on Egghead. The fleet is said to far outclass that of a Buster Call, and is made up of over 100 ships, including 20 warships and 30,000 Marines in total. The operation is being led by 9 Vice Admirals and Admiral Kizaru, the latter of whom is eating aboard one of the ships while communicating with Sentomaru via Den Mushi. Sentomaru berates Kizaru for having just destroyed one of the Sea Beast weapons despite the fact that it had attacked first. Kizaru asks Sentomaru if he can surrender and return to them, but Sentomaru warns him that he will retaliate if Kizaru keeps attacking. He tells Kizaru that Vegapunk modeled the pacifista's lasers after the research he did on Kizaru's powers, and expresses disbelief at the fact that they are now coming to eliminate him. Kizaru replies that studying the Void Century is a crime even he cannot defend, and that he is simply following orders. Despite this, he admits that a battle would not be in their best interests since any destruction would lead to losses for the world government. Kizaru makes the assumption that CP0 failed in their mission, which Sentomaru confirms was a result of the Straw Hat Pirates' interference. Inside one of the warships, Saturn, who is accompanied by Vice Admiral Doberman and several other guards, asks that no one be made aware of his presence as he reads the title of the newspaper article. Doberman informs him it was the work of Morgans, prompting Saturn to ask for the truth. Doberman explains that they have yet to receive word that CP0 has completed their mission, but based on Sentomaru continuing to defend the island, they can assume that Dr. Vegapunk, his satellites, the Seraphim, the Straw Hats who are allegedly allied with Vegapunk, and the trio of CP0 agents are all in the Labophase, and that the other Cypher Pole agents were seemingly imprisoned in the Faburio Face by Sentomaru and his Mark III Pacifista units. Due to the Frontier Dome being fully active, they are certain that nobody can enter or leave the Labophase, but they also have no way of knowing what has happened inside during the last day. Saturn asks about the location of the island's research staff and technicians, to which Doberman answers that they evacuated yesterday but are having their ship's coordinates tracked. Not wanting them to escape in the event that they know too much, Saturn orders the ships to be sunk. Doberman also informs Saturn of Jewelry Bonnie's presence on the island, although Saturn, despite knowing her as Kuma's daughter, dismisses any further importance she may hold and says they can leave her. Kizaru is then informed of a signal that was picked up from Egghead. The call is also being wiretapped in Mary Geoise by the other members of the 5 Elders. York introduces herself as the caller and demands to know why they are trying to kill her along with the others, as she was the one who informed them about the Stella Vegapunk's betrayal. Mars tells her she is no different from the real Vegapunk, which York counters by stating she would not have revealed her interest in the Void Century to them if she actually cared about it. When asked by Nujiro about CP0 and the Straw Hat's status, York claims that since she is the only one contacting them following the previous night and has the Seraphim with her, she is fine. York then asks about the fleet surrounding the island and if it is meant to be a declaration of war, but Jupiter reveals they have changed their minds and would like her to recreate the mother flame. Although she does not know who exactly desires the weapon, York confirms it can be done via the island's power plant on the condition that they do not harm her or the laboratory, which Mars agrees to, along with her request to become a world noble. Having struck a deal, York then bursts into tears and begs to be saved from being killed by Luffy, much to the shock of Kizaru and the elders. She is seen chained to the ground and surrounded by the Straw Hats, as well as Bonnie, Vegapunk, and Lucci with Zoro's sword held over her neck while Usopp, who is no longer petrified, arranges the call. Nami and Vegapunk begin to understand the scope of the situation while Luffy, not fully understanding it, assumes they will escape with York as their shield. This prompts Bonnie to realize that they are in fact in a hostage situations.
We hope you enjoyed Toon TV's videos. Don't forget to subscribe to Toon TV for more entertaining content.